Good morning. We've been down at the market, it's down on the bottom, Whistler Village, Blackcomb Village, actually. And I have got fresh LionsMane. Now, LionsMane is something that I've known about for a really long time as a nootropic, as a supplement. This is actually the first time I've seen real LionsMane. So let me describe it a little bit. That's my daughter in the background. She said it looks like a chicken. She's not wrong. It's fluffy. Let's see how fluffy it is. Spongy. Smells a little bit musty. This is, I think it's about £1, he said. And it cost me $10 Canadian down at the markets from a local grower. I'll stick a picture up of him shortly. I've never cooked this before, but I was recommended to break it into little chunks, chuck it in a pan with some butter, and maybe add some miso or something like that. We are away at the moment, so we don't have the full kitchen repertoire that we would normally have, but I'm going to work with what we've got. We have got some really lovely butter that I can use, and I'll get my pan on and we'll get going. Let the pan heat it up. While we're doing that, I'm going to break up the mushroom into a few little chunky bits and maybe take this opportunity to have a little chat about LionsMane and its health benefits. Been used for as long as I know about, a lot in both Chinese and Japanese traditional medicine, both in a dried form, in a more potent medical form. Once you dry this down, you can either grind it up or use it to steep in tea. There's lots of different ways to do this. And it can definitely help with what we're doing here with these mushrooms. You get a lot more potency or grams per whatever. While I'm waiting for the pan to heat up, we might do a little bit of chit chat about where we're at with our LionsMane. So the main compounds that we're talking about inside these mushrooms are anarincines. I have to always look those up. Compounds that are stimulating nerve growth factors, NGFs. So the main data around this is around improving memory, focus, cognition, those things that you'll hear me bang on about all the time. In addition, most mushrooms will have anti-inflammatory and influence on the autoimmune function. And there's a lot of crossover between those two things. As most of us know now, there is a link between the immune system and the health of the general body and your mental health or how good you're feeling about things. Super easy for us to get those nutrients in our body through these beautiful, beautiful food sources. So here are my mushrooms ready to go. I'm going to chomp up a little clove of garlic to pop in at the end. And some people that were here before us left a little bit of dried thyme behind, so I'm going to use that as well. Okay, so pan's getting there. These pans and stoves aren't quite what I'm used to at home. Just put my glasses on so I can check what the stove's doing. Large, high, here we go. So I've got this really delicious butter that we buy locally here. It's all written in French, so presumably from the French side of Canada. French-speaking cows made this butter for us. How much butter do I need, babe? Quite a lot, yeah? Not much? Okay, so if we're looking at this much butter here, is that about right? That'll be about right? And then I need some olive oil as well. Okay. So I'm lucky enough to have my own in-house chef. So I'm going to go 50% butter, 50% olive oil. And then I'm going to put the rest of the butter over here to have on my sourdough toast that I will get going on very shortly. Not sure that cooking videos are my forte, but let's give it a whirl. So I'll put my garlic, a bit of a rough chop, and that and my thyme can go in at the end. Organic thyme, again, written in French. So a little bit of that thyme. This is a dried organic thyme. Have a look. That's put it up next to my face. I've got this on a face tracker here. Smells delightful. This is not just a delicious herb. Most of the things that we use when we're cooking properly have a lot of health benefits. When you think about it, our bodies are made from the cellular structure. And a question I'll often ask people is, well, where does that product come from? So your cells have to come from somewhere, that energy and the building blocks, as it were. So they can either be coming from chips and lollies and God knows what, or they can be coming from products out of the environment, how nature intended. So thyme has a long history in folk medicine, being used a lot of the time to help supporting in fighting infections, in helping particularly with respiratory tract problems, natural bronchodilator, helping with your immune system boost, sore throats, things like that, and any of that kind of inflammation going on in the respiratory tract. So it has a lot of flavonoids in it. And of course, all herbs have a lot of terpenes too. So rosmarinic and vitamin C. Also been used a lot historically in mood and brain function. And oftentimes that's where the use of the terpenes comes in, and people use thyme oil in an oil diffuser or in an essential oil rub, like a Vicks type thing that one might put on their chest, or as a lot of cultures do, on the bottom of their feet. So we can use it in cooking, we can make tea, we can use it as a massage supplement, lots of different ways to use it. But I think my butter's ready, so let's keep going with our mushrooms. Too much talking and I think I burnt my butter. So I have to start again, yeah? It's well burned. Okay, so I'll tip that out. No, I've just got to not talk while I'm cooking. What do I do with that? No, I'm not putting water on it. I was just going to tip it out. Can I just tip it out? No. I know, my bloopers. Bloopers are good. People like bloopers, don't they?